Hello, another day, another game. Today we're going to be looking ahead to Stoke City away from home. But before we dive into my thoughts, we are going to hear from Potter's fan Ben to get the lowdown from an opposition perspective.
Hey guys, my name's Ben. I'm an enduring Stoke City fan, and I've been asked to preview our game, Stoke versus Watford, at the Bet365 on Saturday. Stoke started the season really well. A lot of people really optimistic after 7-8 years of really poor football. We're second in the league up until we played Coventry at home, and since then we lost, and we have slowly declined from that point. I think it was a massive loss of confidence when we did that. We've also suffered a ridiculous amount of injuries. I think we've had injuries to about 14 different players in that time, certain people coming back, certain people long-standing absentees. Ben Wilmot's the latest to be out for the season. I know that you guys know him. But yeah, Victor Hansen got injured, and then Gavin Bazunu got injured, who was due to replace him. So we've had Tommy Simkin in goal, who has had his up and down moments. We've had at one point every single fullback of ours injured, every single striker of ours injured, to the point where the striker we were going to buy in the summer, Milan Schmidt, we had to sign in the winter time ahead of time just to get someone through the door. Lewis Baker, one of our top goal scorers and top creators, he's been out as well. And Stoke haven't just been able to cope with the winter schedule from that point. You know, players have got further injured since then. They've not been able to train because of the demand that's been on them, and they've just not been able to last out in games. We have conceded so many goals, particularly at home, just after half time. So if you're looking at time for you guys to score, just after half time, first 15 minutes, between 45 and 60, I'd say. But on the whole, Stoke fans are really disappointed to be where they are now. And after looking like we could challenge for automatics at one point, in November, that's not an unreasonable feat. We're looking for a top half finish now, and I think we'd be quite fortunate to get that with the amount of injuries we have. In terms of this game in particular, well, I was very negative heading into the Ipswich match on Tuesday night. However, we started really well. We were deservedly ahead 2-0 against Ipswich, and then we did decline in that second half. But, an unlucky own goal and some pretty shoddy defending for the other two, uncharacteristic mistakes. And I think we just tired in that game. We did manage to make it 3-3 for a Milan Schmidt penalty, but we showed more fight than we have done previously, and I think that's because we are getting some players back. Junior Shamadou was instrumental after coming back for his first game after being injured in the Africa Cup of Nations, and he was fantastic at right back. He's likely to play some part in this next game too. And Mark Robbins said we had up to 8 further players in training this week to come back for this game. Whether they do, we'll see. But that's a big number of players to refresh the squad, something we've not been able to do since December, really. So I'm relatively optimistic. I say that because I thought we'd lose quite heavily, but I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. I think it's going to be a very entertaining game once again. I think Stoke are finding their feet scoring goals again. Sorba Thomas is back from his suspension. That's a really big plus for Stoke. But they are leaky at the back. If it is Tommy Simkin in goal again, like I say, he's pulled off some fabulous saves, but he has struggled too. If Gavin Bazunu comes back in goal, it'll be his first game since he signed. And, well, he played one game and then got injured, so he'll be a bit rusty. So I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw, I think. I don't think that helps either team in their, last 9 games, but hey, end of the season. I think both teams will be on the beach relatively soon. Thank you ever so much for watching. Best of luck for the rest of the season after this game, of course, and go on Stoke.
Once again, a big thank you to Ben for his contribution to the video, and it sounds like there are similarities between both sides actually. We look to both be finishing in and around mid-table. We've had the post-Christmas, post-New Year tail off in form. I think Watford only have 2 wins in our last 11 league matches. We're 18th in the form table, which doesn't make for pretty reading. And both sides also have injuries to key players. We spoke about off Mane Mama, Kwadwo Bar, Rocco Batta, Hector Cipriani. The list goes on. We've now got Jeremy Ngakia and Jeremy Petrie. Both are right fullbacks unavailable too. So yeah, we're in a weird situation because mathematically, as we've discussed, we are still just about clinging on in the race for 6th position. If we somehow miraculously beat Stoke and then on Tuesday beat Wrexham, we're in there, we're in the race. If we lose to Stoke or get another draw again, I just can't see how even the most positive of Watford fans can think we are still in the race for the playoffs. Now, anything can happen in football. We all know that. And I really want Watford to have a strong end to this season. But I just cannot see that happening at this current moment in time. Ben mentioned there, Ben Wilmot, the former Watford defender, is out injured for the rest of this season. He is their captain and their leader at the back, so that's going to be a big miss for them. And I've just discussed the Watford injuries as well. We're lacking men out in them wide areas. Ngakia is going to be out for several weeks, it appears, with a muscular injury. Jeremy Petrie suffered a dislocated shoulder in the last match as well, so who knows how long he'll be out for. I just don't know. I don't know how this one's going to go. I think Ben is probably spot on in his assumption that it will be an entertaining game, but I do think it will end in a draw at the Bet365 Stadium. I will go with what Ben said, a 2-2 draw for Watford and Stoke. Starting 11 time, what will I go with if I was Ed Steele sitting in the dugout this weekend? We know the injuries we have, so from back to front, I'll go with Egil Selvik in goal, and I would stick with the 4-2-3-1 formation. Selvik in goal, James Abankwah at right fullback because of the injuries we have. We know James can do a job in that position. Yes, he's not great going forward. We know that. We'll accept that. But he is comfortable over on that right-hand side. So Abankwah at right fullback. My two centre-backs, if Matty still isn't fit, would be Saba Goglachidze and Stephen Mifune. Mifune at left centre-back, Saba at right centre-back. And then, of course, self-explanatory, Mark Boller comes in at left-back. In midfield is where I would make some changes. I would stick with Imran Louza, and whilst he's still a very important player for us, I have to say, since the turn of the new year, really, I have been quite unimpressed with his output. Now, it looks like he might be carrying injury, and he has been throughout this season. We know his knee has seen significant strapping at times. I've watched him in some games at Vicarage Road constantly clutching one of his shoulders as well. So yeah, Louza I am disappointed with, but I do think is one of these players who, even if he's 50% fit, he still starts in your 11. So I'll stick with Imran Louza. I'm going to take Papi Mendy out actually and stick Eduardo Bove in alongside Imran. Now, I wanted Eduardo to get a start actually away at Hillsborough against Sheffield Wednesday. Ed Steele opted not to do that, and instead he came on as a second half substitute. But I do think to have a player of that calibre and that ability just sitting on the bench, given our aspirations this season, is a real waste. Now, for me, I would much rather have Eduardo in that more advanced position. But as Edu Kayembe is still playing quite well and still in good form, I think I'll keep Edo in there for this one and partner Eduardo alongside Imran. Imran would be kind of that deep line playmaker, Eduardo the box-to-box, and then Kayembe just ahead in that 10. Jordi Shakfatatse clearly will be over on the left-hand side. We don't really have any other options, and Nestri Irankunda for me will start on the right. Personally, if we had a deeper squad and less injuries, Irankunda would be straight out of the 11. For me, in open play, he has been very petulant for the last few games. He's not got a lot of football intelligence, if that's a word. He seems to run into blind alleys at times. He doesn't look up. He's very much just eyes focused on the ball and nothing else. Yeah, for me, this is last chance saloon at the moment for Nestri Irankunda. If he doesn't impress in this game, I would look to drop him for the foreseeable future. And up front is where the real debate begins. We know Doumbia is serving the last match of his 3-game suspension. It's a toss-up now between Luca Kiramgard and Vivaldo Semedo. Now, from what we've heard from Ed Steele, it sounds like Luca is still that favoured starting striker. However, we have to give massive props and praise to Vivaldo Semedo. Whenever he's come off the bench this season, he's made a real impact and has won Watford lots and lots of points. He's got the winning goal at Vicarage Road a couple of times. He scored the winner away at Norwich, and he banged in both games against Sheffield Wednesday as well. So for me, I think Vivaldo edges this one. I'd love to see what he can do from the start, actually. So Vivaldo Semedo would be my number 9. Let me know if you agree in the comments down below. I think Pierre Ekwa did impress as a substitute as well, but given his fitness and how much football he's played this season, I don't think he's probably quite ready for a start just yet, but he was pushing for me alongside Imran Louza. All right, we'll leave it there. As I said, I've gone with 2-2 in this game at the Bet365 Stadium. All being well, I'll be here live at the weekend watching the game with you here on YouTube, so do join me for that if you can't make it to Stoke. And let's hope we can keep the season exciting. A win here would set up a real exciting one against Wrexham on Tuesday night under the lights at Vicarage Road. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.